Hello Pisces, it's me, Royal Root, Guru Root, aka Root, and I'm here to try to explain to you what it means to have a sun in Pisces. So, what is the sun? The sun is your actions. It's what you can consciously see. It's like what you do. So your sun sign is what is illuminated for everyone here on earth to see when they meet you. And Pisces is water, is mutable water. Mutable is adapting and changing, and water is emotions and feelings. So mutable water. So Pisces is adapting to its own in other ways of having emotions and feelings. So, and also Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and is also ruled by Neptune. And Jupiter is a planet of wisdom and knowledge and experiences and expansions, and Neptune is the planet of inspiration and imagination and confusion and illusion and dreams and like so subtle nature and all that shit. So when you got Pisces sun, you like to to dream, and you like to feel and have emotions. Pisces like to bring their emotions to life. They like to make their emotions visible, and they like to relate their feelings and emotions to others, and they learn about themselves and their own emotions and feelings through relating to others in their emotions and feelings. So Pisces like to bring their emotions and show people their emotions, what they feel and what they could see, because Pisces, even though it's in the sun, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune has a lot to do with the yin realm and the inner world and stuff that we cannot see, like water too. So they like to bring to surface things that are not like reality. So Pisces have a hard time discerning what is real and fake, like what is fantasy and what's a part of reality. And so, look, I got notes. And so, Pisces are more susceptible to being emotionally drained because they like to give and give and give. Since they're mutable water, they're like a expansion of water. They're like water thinned out. So they tend to give a lot without expecting anything in return. But when there's not a balance of reciprocation, that could leave the Pisces feeling drained. And then if they, and even after they feel drained, they still don't think that they are going to get reciprocal energy. So then that can play out into them being upset or being emotionally hostile towards the person that they feel like is not reciprocating that energy, and then they can start to blame others for how they feel. Um, and so like this means that like Pisces, the symbol of Pisces is two fish, right? So there's one fish going this way and there's one fish going that way. So Pisces needs to learn how to know when to become the fish going with the people, and then when they need to be the fish going away from the people, like like swimming with the school, or when they need to be swimming against the school of people, so they don't get too wrapped up in other people's waves and other people's emotions. So they need to learn when to not be so relatable. And since they like to give their energy out, they're constantly giving their energy out, so they need to learn when to not do that, and give to themselves so they don't be drained. So I recommend that Pisces, just as much as you're communicating and exchanging energies with other people, you need to be cleansing and cutting soul ties from everybody that you come across that day, whether it be a soul tie, the strength of a umbilical cord, or a soul tie, the strength of a spider's web. Make sure when you're going home that you're doing cleanses to cleanse your energy, so you don't get too far out there to where you start feeling some way and you don't even know why you're feeling that way. And try not to be mad at yourself. Don't be mad at yourself for allowing people to make you feel kind of ways and stuff. You know, just take your accountability and do what you can, but don't dwell on it for too long. Also, a thing about Pisces is that when you hurt a Pisces or you spite a Pisces, if you're beneficial to that Pisces, they have a way of emotionally detaching themselves from you, but you don't really, you can't really sense it. So they know how to like fake the funk, like they know how to make you feel loved, and they know how to make you feel related to without actually relating to you anymore, just so they can get what you could get. So because like water signs could be manipulative, since they can pick up energies better than any other sign. They're more intuitive than everybody else, so they can just sense how people feel and like kind of sense what people are thinking before people even have the chance to talk. So they kind of already know how to be in order to get what they want. So like that's like a negative thing about Pisces. They could manipulate you. So try not to be too manipulative when you're dealing with other people. And don't let people manipulate you as well, because they could use your open-mindedness to try to get you to do any and everything for them, because Pisces are ones to do a lot for others. They like to also relate to others in an emotional way. Like that is like what gives Pisces like some good juju. Like they really fucking feel super happy when they can relate their feelings and emotions to other people, and it actually be understood and received in a way that they would like it to be. So that's like, if you ever want to get on the good side of a Pisces, just fucking listen to them and how they feel, and do your best to understand them, because that will make them feel very good, and in turn you'll have you a loyal Pisces. Since they live, yeah, I already said that. So they live in the yin realm, they live in the internal realm, so it's really hard for them to decipher what's real and fake. So a lot of the times they can surround themselves with people who ain't too good for them, and since they're adaptable to other people's emotions and feelings, they might do things to prove their love to people that is not necessarily all that good. So they could become toxic in that way, where it's like they'll do a toxic thing to win over the love of their lover. They're highly intuitive beings, so they're good at like what's unknown and what can't be communicated. So they're really good at like just transferring energy. Like they don't really need to communicate much, even though they do talk a lot. Like since they like to be relatable, Pisces talk so much, you'd be like, are you an air sign? Because you talk a lot. It's funny because a lot of the times they be talking, but you don't really understand what they're saying. You just feel them, because their sister sign is Virgo, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. And so yeah, so I think that's funny. But Pisces, they don't really like to be too materialistic, and they like to connect through what they love and value, and like they don't really like to handle too many earthly details. So they like to have people in their corner that are good with like realistic type shit, because they don't really like to do that. And then they like to express through like art and creativity because they fall in communication. Like I said, Mercury is their Mer- Virgo is their sister sign, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So they and Virgo and Pisces, they're sister signs, but they're opposing signs. So since Virgo is good with communication and Mercury, that would automatically mean that Pisces is not too good with Mercury and stuff. So when it comes to like expression and communication, they much rather do it through things that are like colorful and that are don't have to be talked about, like art. So they're or like music. So they're really good like musicians and shit, like Tyler the Creator.